Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Hey, we're pumped to talk to this guy again, Tommy Green. He was in a metal band for a long time, Sleeping Giant, currently in the band Holy Name, and they just released their project on Friday. We'll talk about that. He's also the co-founder of I Run Against Traffic. Tommy, how are you?
Doing so good. How are you guys?
We're
What's
good.
up?
Wow. Did you have a good, let's talk first, family. Did family have good holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving?
Yeah, man. It was really, really nice. We, it was good. I bought a cold plunge. I bought like a thing to jump into freezing cold water in the mornings. So that's cool.
Wow.
So me and Chrissy Green have been doing that, and that's terrifying and sucks, but it's also awesome when you get done, you feel like I had like 9 cups of coffee. So that's good. So it's been cool.
Yikes.
So this cold plunge, is this a medical thing? What is this?
No, man, we just heard about it. There's a bunch of people that are like on it. But we watched that show that has Thor's in it, and it was like he goes in like to this freezing cold water, and they did a whole episode about all the health benefits of it, and we were like, let's do that. Let's give it a shot. So anyway, it's like a horse trough that we have in our backyard, and we filled it up with cold water, and it's crazy.
Wow.
So that was the highlight.
Do you feel healthier because of this now, or?
Well, I don't know if I feel healthier, but I think it's happening on the inside. And then Chrissy Green got me a beehive, so I'm gonna keep bees.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've always wanted to, so it's a little cold here, so we'll get it going. So it was really cool.
That is, I love that. And isn't that a hip thing to do now? I mean, that is the cool thing to do, is to have bees. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wow. How about that?
Well, yeah, that'll be a thing.
Well,
it was very good. Holidays were very good. Yes. It was
hopefully you singing in Holy Name, that cold plunge helps you in some form or fashion. I'm sure,
the
right?
voice some, I'm sure.
Just teaches me not to be, I suck at it. And so I'm learning to sing in some ways. And so it does help with mental fortitude. It helps me not be so afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I can do hard things. It's okay. We can do it. So
good for you. Well, let's catch up with Holy Name first, and then we'll segue into our Run Against Traffic. This is a really cool month for our Run Against Traffic, because barbers and tattoo artists are getting together and help you raise money for something that you've been doing for a while, which rescues, rehabilitates, and restores victims of human trafficking in the world. It's good stuff. Okay, Friday, Holy Name.
Yes.
Was it an EP, a full project? What'd you do? And tell us about it.
It was a full length, and we put it out. Face Down Records put it out, and been waiting for the vinyl to be completed with all the slowdowns and production and stuff all over the world. And so it took a little while, but put out a full length record, and I'm super proud of it. I feel really excited about it. It's kind of more of a personal project, and definitely wasn't like a huge plan when we started. Sleeping Giant, there was like more of like, I was a young dude in the scene, and there was a lot of, I was trying to be upfront about what we believed, and, share the gospel and all that stuff. And with this, it was born out of quite profound pain and loss, in terms of like, there was a lot of death that hit our family over a short period of time. And so processing that in some ways, almost feeling like I thought I had some pretty good answers in terms of my faith journey as like a pastor for 15 years, and some of those answers weren't quite what I thought they were, and when everything kind of hit the fan, I really was forced to kind of like find something, figure something out, and in that process, my homie Joe, who was part of our church community, the Rev gatherings, which is like our whole community all over the place, he's in Minnesota, and he's an amazing writer and musician, and he can just do everything good. And so he helped me put some older worship songs that I'd written on guitar by myself. He turned them into these heavy songs, and there was kind of like there was a grace for it, and people seemed to like respond to them. And so we just kind of kept going. But in a lot of ways, it's a record born out of searching for answers and searching for a sense of truth in Christ, specifically around death, grief, loss and mourning and lament, and how does this stuff work, and do we have a faith that actually, do we have a belief that actually holds up? Does it fall apart, or does it get richer in some way? Like what do we do with this stuff, this pain? And I was from almost like a more modern tradition that treats kind of like the pain and the suffering and the loss as enemies. And I think when you begin to see the history of the church and the wisdom of Christ throughout the history of Christianity, you see that there's many times, to borrow from like Harry Potter, that like you greet these things as friends. And there's something that Jesus did in the incarnation, which is he entered fully into this horrific experience that we can have and filled it completely. And so he's no stranger to these things. But when you're like, advocating for like the kingdom and all this, it's like, it gets very easy to turn into this like positive rah. And we forget, many times we leave the very treasures that I think Jesus ascribes us to. And in Christianity 101, Matthew 4, 5, and 6, it's like, blessed are you when it's not great. Blessed are you when it's hard. It's like, but I think we try to flip it upside down and do something with it that I don't know if we're supposed to, but I'm not smart enough to know that anymore. I just have sort of let go of a lot. But the Holy Name Project was profoundly personal in that it was a faith journey. It was losing some of my religion in some ways and really struggling and being able to sort of do this a different way. So anyways, I hope that is helpful. I don't know if that
it's
like a thing.
Yeah, it sounds
Good
like it was writing these songs and working on this project was very cathartic for you, and God worked on you in many ways through that.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I guess it's, there's a really good author that says, you're a writer of books, if you have to write. And I think on some level, I think there's a part of me that's a worshiper and a musician in that. It's just like, that's one of the ways that the stuff comes out. And so, yeah, I think so. I think it was that cathartic kind of thing, but it was also just like, it was also a place to just take some of my thoughts and put them in front of me and see what I thought.
Yeah.
So it was good, man. So the Holy Name Project, it dropped Friday, full length record, Face Down Records. You guys can stream it everywhere. Please buy it somewhere. Help us. It'd be cool to make a splash. I mean, it'd be cool to make it successful, but that also wasn't really the target when we started. So it's like, okay, man, it's tight.
Very cool.
Good stuff. Tommy Green with us. Yeah, stream it, buy it, whatever you need to do, but get to it. I'm excited about it. I want to stream it on Spotify. All right, what's going on? I run against traffic. I did mention the barber thing, the tattoo thing, but what do you want to do this year, 2023? What's on the docket?
Yeah, well, to be completely upfront, we Run Against Traffic exists to help like you raise awareness and resources for the cause. We just wanted to be a vehicle that helped everyday people do something with a really big problem that a lot of times is like, it's so big that it feels like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And so for us, it was like, we just wanted to partner with people wherever they were and say, it's going to take all of us to solve this. So we just wanted to give you guys the tools and resources to raise funds and raise awareness through community and through running and through events for recovery and restoration and rehabilitation of these people. And so our job at Run Against Traffic is effectively to raise money and get it to the good guys. That's what we do. And so we find and vet the organizations that we think are doing a good job. And we, kind of like year by year, we just sort of like evaluate what we're going to do and who we're going to give to. And our goal is essentially to create, one of the largest foundations that's got a war chest of resources for all these people that have dedicated themselves to help. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a psychologist, but for us, it's like we can find the best help for these people. A lot of them, they just need money. They need money and they need resources. And so for people, they're like, well, I don't just want to write a check. It's like, no, just do that. These guys just need that. That's what they need. Like, I don't know how to become a doctor tomorrow and help, but like I can definitely get them money. And a lot of them need that for their budget. They're putting together programs, and it's quite expensive to heal broken lives. It's not quite as simple as like, I raised $30 and we got some, it's like, this is broken people. And so it's like the church in that this is a long-term game, and there's many ups and downs. And we need to be patient and empathetic and compassionate to these people that are coming out of having their minds and their bodies like fractured and manipulated by people. And so it's like people that broke them, and we've got to be the people that put them back together again. So anyway, so that's what we do. We raise money and we try to get it to the good guys. And so our goal this year is to, we want to be pretty ambitious. So I think our goal right now is to raise and give away about $500,000.
Wow.
And then my wife, Chrissy Green, has finished writing kind of like the origin story of the organization. And we're really excited about we're working with our team and getting that published and put out so people can actually see and hear the story through her eyes. That was kind of the goal of my run when I started, was just to get attention so that my kind of quiet and beautiful introverted wife could actually share what really went down. So I'm just trying to I'll light myself on fire and run across the stage just so people can see that Chrissy Green has something to say. And so she's putting that out, and then we're launching actual run your first 5K with us training plan. And so the goal is to get a whole bunch of people just running for the first time or walking for the first time with us, and kind of having a higher vision for that. And, just building community that way. So a bunch of different stuff happening this year, but ultimately the goal is to raise a whole lot of resource and get that to some of our partners.
Awesome. IRunAgainstTraffic.com is the place to go to get all the information. And we can't wait for the book, because I'd love to hear the origin story of it.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I've only read parts of it. My wife has been writing as long as I've known her, but she never let me read anything. So anyway, she'd be like, don't. She's like, serious. And when she was in the midst of the edit with the publisher and stuff, she was like, do you want to read a chapter? And I was like, I would love to. And within a couple pages, I'm crying. And I was like, holy smokes. It's going to be really cool. I think it's a great work. And I think it's telling a truthful story. And I think my wife is a gangster. I think she's super awesome. And I'm excited for people to actually see what she experienced. A lot of people know me as the band guy, but if it wasn't for Chrissy, we wouldn't really have stayed in this horrific tension and actually seen it through. I think I would have bailed because it seemed so outrageous to me. And she's the one that had the heart and the character of a mom to stay invested in a really hard story. And so she's really the hero of this whole thing. And I'm excited for her to finally kind of be known in this. I think it's going to be really powerful.
Wow. We'd love to talk to her when the project's finished.
Absolutely. Yeah. That'd be great.
You have a connection, right? I mean, you can get to.
Yeah, I think I can. I mean, I got to talk to a publicist and their manager. But I feel I could probably make it happen.
Good stuff. Tommy Green, always a great time with Tommy. We'd love to catch up with you in the spring, Tommy. If you're up for it, go to.
Absolutely.
Hang on. I had
IRunAgainstTraffic.com
is a great place to go to. Also, check out Holy Name.
Please.
And check out the stuff, buy it, listen to it, stream it, whatever you need to do, but listen to it. Tommy, thank you so much, buddy. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.